Hello and welcome to IDENT2020, an unapologetically blackity black festival. Over the next few hours, 21 amazing, beautiful, brave, bold black artists will share their talent and expertise with us in a joyous, jubilant celebration of blackness, shining a light during a time of apparent darkness across the world. Tonight, the world will see a once-in-a-lifetime spectacular as Saturn and Jupiter form the Great Conjunction, or the Christmas star. These two awesome planets will conjoin and appear from Earth as if they are one super bright star, something that only happens every 800 years. iDENT Festival is in its second year, and we do not wish for this to be a once-in-a-lifetime event. The entire team has been overwhelmed and astounded by the sheer talent who have contributed to this melanated Midlands event. iDENT is all about the celebration of black talent as opposed to appropriation. It's also a platform that highlights black people across the breadth of art and culture. A momentary breath of fresh air and a change of scenery from the stereotypical black events that tend to get funded across the UK. And recognition that as black people, we are incredibly creative, diverse, talented, and I'm gonna say it, magical. And a positive affirmation that we are so much more than we have ever been allowed to be. And yet, still we rise. This last year has been a year of revelations for this black queen. I found myself viewing the world with new eyes and exploring themes within my blackness that I had never thought about before, let alone had the time to research and absorb fully. For example, did you know that black hair is completely different in structure and shape to non-black hair? Don't believe me? Pluck a strand from your head and tell me, is it a tube or does it have edges? And how about that melanin? This amazing natural pigmentation is the catalyst of conception, an embryological organisation. It prevents aging, blocks UV rays, absorbs radiation and repairs broken DNA. Melanin is found in the cosmos, in the water, in the air, in the earth. It is a beautiful thread of blackness that binds us all together and to the entire universe. Melanin contains intrinsic free radicals that can serve as detectors in the body, offering increased protection against diseases like cancer and Parkinson's. Melanin also conducts electricity. So black people literally are electric. But we knew this, right? Just saying. I've learned about our heritage and why we say that we are kings and queens. It's not flippant or rhetoric. It is truth. And I've learned about the foods that we used to eat in Africa and across the Caribbean, and those that we simply did not ever touch before Western intervention. I've adapted my life and my eating habits to reflect my heritage and to improve my health. No more tap water, and certainly no more meat. I re-examined the loss of community within our communities, the ridiculous barriers created by systems and structures that were never made for us, and which have systematically eroded our global African and African Caribbean family. I delved into my love and fascination of words and started to explore not only the psychology of language used to put us all under a spell. But also the way that language has been used to distract us from information that we should know, hidden in plain sight, in front of our faces. I studied African spirituality before Western religion and found myself, as I explored my astrological star charts, my life path, just as the wise men found baby Jesus, so too did I find my story and my fiancé written in the stars. I realised there is no black history, there is only history, and much of it has been hidden from all peoples. I realised that I have no time for his story and that we need to reclaim our heritage for our own. I considered that there really is no such thing as race, that the ideology only serves to convince every human being that there is some inherent competition through the choice of the word used to describe a meaningless and maddening ideology. I found myself reveling in black people's innate ability to take words and flip them, to make vernacular our own, to create new words and new meanings, and you feel me, right? You inner and overstand me, yeah? I started to mull over why it is that the mainstream are happy to accept some of our new words, but not others. Why on earth would the English dictionary seek to validate bootylicious, but to this day refuse to acknowledge the word melanated? And as the year progressed, I spent more and more time exploring our heritage and our ancestry. And every minute spent has revealed more about the real me than I ever dared dream possible. I thought I loved being black before. This last year has only reaffirmed to me how much I love being melanated. And that's actually peak. The most exciting revelation has been the observation that after all we have been through, we are still here. And as the saying goes, they tried to bury us, they did not know we were seeds. If there are powers that be who wish to see us removed, eradicated, subjugated and broken, well, it seems we're unbreakable and we ain't going nowhere. So that's pretty peak too. I am so excited to translate some of these learnings and revelations through my art and practice in 2021, especially as I continue to learn more about my journey, my identity as a black British woman whose parents are from St. Vincent, whose paternal bloodline is from Burkina Faso, and who has a Jamaican husband-to-be. And so, as we move forward towards the end of 2020, I am feeling so very blessed to be able to share some of my story and all of these incredible, beautiful black people on this platform. We are the creators. We are the Imagineers. We are the innovators. We are the soul in music. We are the rhythm in blues. We are the rock in your roll. We are magical. And we are real. Being black is everything to me. And I say this with love and compassion for anyone who is not black. It's a shame. But it's okay. Maybe you're not black this lifetime, but you never know. If you store enough good karma in this life, you might just get to be magical and melanated in the next one.
Yes, people, what's good? I'm happy to be back at the iDENT Festival 2020. It was a blessing to be involved in 2019, and I'm glad that we've took it online, because whether we're offline or online, we're always on the grind, always on time. So big up iDENT Festival every time.
It feels like they wanna stop drill, more than they wanna stop drilling. Like it's bad if a youth gets killed, but it's worse if he's making a killing. And the artist, the writer is smiling, like they ain't gotta take no blame. But when the young boy's out there sliding, he's got your lyrics in his brain. Look, this ain't no chicken and egg, no. We know which one came first. There were young boys out here dead before anyone spat a drill verse. So I can't say that they're to blame, but I would say they're making it worse. But what would you rap if you only knew trap and seeing your homeboys lying in hearse? Now he wants to take a chance to try and make you dance and make you cop his EP. If he can make your shoulder lean, he'll make dollars clean and stop moving greasy. But police wanna block that, pull up like Dizzy Rascal and say stop that. Now you got a spitter that's cold, about to hit up that road trying to take his block back. Tell me who that helps. Took him out the studio, sent him to the trap house. He was trying to be a star, now he's clutching a star in the car, about to bang out. If you wanna change output, gotta change input. Look at why they act out. Changing the way they live is how we change the things that they rap about. It feels like they wanna stop drill, more than they wanna stop drilling. Like it's bad if a youth gets killed, but it's worse if he's making a killing. And the artist, the writer is smiling, like they ain't gotta take no blame. But when the young boy's out there sliding, he's got your lyrics in his brain. What you want me to say? There are kids who were heading to the trap because they tried to do rap and found blocks in the way. And the media hype's feeding the lies, really the guys just want to be great. But trust me, you're coming up starving, then you're eating what's on your plate. I was on the block every day. I grew up around violent scenes, where the kids just wanna be icy and free, but they're seen as icy free. And when I say I see dead people, really I mean I see me. But they don't wanna talk about trauma, and we know what that silence means. But we gotta change our culture, we're worth more than just jewels and trainers. Start talking about closure, not just getting man down in the mainers. Where the kids don't leave their house if they ain't got the bally and the gloves and the stainless. Cause they think if they wanna be safe, they have to appear more dangerous. Man, look at what these roads made us. It feels like they wanna stop drill, more than they wanna stop drilling. Like it's bad if a youth gets killed, but it's worse if he's making a killing. And the artist, the writer is smiling, like they ain't gotta take no blame. But when the young boy's out there sliding, he's got your lyrics in his brain. It feels like they wanna stop drill, more than they wanna stop drilling. Like it's bad if a youth gets killed, but it's worse if he's making a killing. And the artist, the writer is smiling, like they ain't gotta take no blame. But when the young boy's out there sliding, he's got your lyrics in his brain.
Hi, my name is Romarna Campbell. I'm a drummer, composer and producer and a performance major at Berkeley, all the way from Birmingham in the UK. This first song is my new single called Inherently Political, which started out as a commission by Town Hall Symphony Hall here in Birmingham. And this song really is about exploring the injustices faced by minorities around the world. In our current climate, I know it's been a lot. And this was my way of musically expressing and exploring what is and has been happening.
My being and my presence anywhere is inherently political simply because I'm a black woman. Inherently political.
I'm offended by is drastic racial inequalities.
Because he killed that man like an animal.
Emotionally exhausted.
And here we are 80 years later.
At a point of extreme frustration and despair, frankly.
I watched a white officer assassinate a black man. And I know it tore your heart
My
out.
being and my presence anywhere is inherently political simply because I'm a black woman.
I can't breathe.
Inherently political.
Inherently political.
Inherently political.
Inherently political.
Inherently political.
Inherently political.
I woke up wanting to see the world burn down yesterday. I'm tired of seeing black men die. And we watch it like murder porn over and over again. And it is the responsibility of us to make this better. Right now, we want to see the system that sets up for systemic racism burnt to the ground. Stop feeding fear and anger every day. Stop making people feel so fearful. Give them hope.
My being and my presence anywhere is inherently political simply because I'm a black woman.
At a point of extreme frustration and despair, frankly. Emotionally exhausted. I can't have a conversation with people about the nuances of a problem if they don't even recognise that the problem exists. An exploration of race and racism in our society and how British society is shaped by race. Because I think that's something that we are in deep denial about. Or we often look over to the States and we're like, oh well, you know, all the problems are over there. We never discuss our own issues to do with race and racism here.
We are all together inherently intertwined in our collective redemption. When the black body can finally be liberated is when society as a whole will be liberated also.
What I'm offended by is drastic racial inequalities.
Inherently political.
survived. We who have queered, bagged and puffed our way through the school system. We, the survivors of oppressive institutions and the sticklers and stone hearts that run them. We who have survived. We with glitter-proof ribs that once caved under the shadows of our parents' disapproval. We with pockets made of hand-me-down wounds. We of purse lips and handbag humour and zone 4, 5 and 6 commutes. We who once knew these streets by their bus shelters, who still know these streets by their old names. Racism road, homophobia grove, bigot hill. We who know history's desire to repeat, who know progress is neither linear nor neat. We who never take for granted. We who have survived. We who have survived the gentrifier's claw, who have seen our media, our companies, our governments parade around rainbow flags and diversity awards at their fashionable convenience. We who have journeyed past this cluster of colonizing avenues, who have learned to sip heavily accented wine, who have washed our tongues in its morning after. We have loved beyond borders, as we do not fear the other, though fear is never foreign to us. We who have survived. We who have survived. We who have survived. We who were born on an island, and whose parents were born on another island. We have learned to build bridges. We have learned to cross those bridges, even as they burn with the fuel the politicians provided. We who never take for granted. We stand in love and in fury. And in power. And in power. We who have survived. And in power. And in power. We who have survived. We who have survived.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman.
The successful black woman that you claim you're never supposed to be. Contradicting a racial stereotypes you portray for your white supremacist mates to dictate and give media more airplay. I will be the voice for those that can't be heard, the life you tried to reserve, the education you said we couldn't learn. I will be the story you tried to keep secret, the history you tried to hide from us, the wisdom, the path you tried to decide for us, the power you tried to take from us, the mind you tried to mold for us. I will be inspiration at its most creative. I will stand for something whether or not I don't make it. I will push for you even if the load is too heavy for me. I will strive to open that gate. I will be dedicated, motivated, withhold integrity. I will fight for your rights as well as mine. We are people who create humankind. Conformity to a government they call it democracy. We didn't make the laws. The laws weren't made for we. I will be an icon with no equity. Words are worth more than money. Freedom is worth more than materialism. Success can only equate how you choose to define it. I will be, and no one can tell me I can't.
name is Maddie. I'm a 20-year-old singer-songwriter from Birmingham who also curates events to kind of redefine what the Birmingham music scene is. It's kind of very indie and rock based at the moment, and I want it to be more inclusive and safe for people of colour and just urban music in general. So last year I put on my own event called I Am Me, which is just about embracing individuality in music and really celebrating urban music and just the young talent that we've got here in Birmingham. Yeah.
All it feels be true, just be you, created his image.
My name is Chantelle and Nyasha, and I'm a singer-songwriter. Born in Jamaica, currently gallivanting in Birmingham, but I reside in Dudley. I think some of the challenges I've faced whilst doing music and trying to pursue a career in music is, first off, not being confident enough to go out there and do what you want to do, not feeling encouraged enough, self-motivating enough. So I kind of took the plunge about 3 years ago. I became self-employed solely from music. I was busking on the street, getting shows as much as I can, and it took a long time to get there, but I had a really close friend of mine that pushed me to do better, and now I just make music full-time, which is amazing. I love it, I enjoy it, and that's not the only challenge. You got day-to-day trying to work out if you're going to be super, super rich this morning or super, super broke. Like, literally, with music as well, it's just like you either have it or you don't, and that's a challenge for me because I want to make money so I can pay my bills in it, and making money from what I love is what I want to do. So the way I've overcome some of these challenges is just going out there, doing my best every day if I can. It's not every day that I can do my best, but I try to be, and I'm always striving to be. I'm learning to not just trust myself, but to learn how to trust God in the process as well. And that's not always easy because it's a relationship where God already knows what's going on, but you're still trying to figure it out. But that and my music, they're like this, two of some of the most important things in my life. The gift is from Him, and I want to continuously strive to celebrate God, celebrate myself, celebrate my artistry, celebrate people around me, be of service to them. So these are the things that help me push through. Then I got my support system, my mom, my siblings, my friends, Birmingham as a whole as well, because at least there's stuff for me to do in terms of trying to get myself out there. Don't get me wrong, I do feel like we could be doing more as a city, but everything takes time, and already Birmingham we're pushing to the forefront of that. And I look forward to being a part of that, so I'm going to continuously strive to be better and just keep it rolling, man. And yeah, just release music, get people involved, love God, love people, and just do more in it. Musically, internally, externally.
My name's Shalima, I'm a model from Birmingham, and what I'm passionate about is making images, art with myself, working with photographers, videographers, any artists to make beautiful images that just tell a story. I was in deep depression, so I overcame that. Still a day-to-day thing, but it just brought a new confidence in myself. If you can overcome something as strong and horrible as depression, you can do pretty much anything, I think. And also overcoming what other people think of myself, what I look like, how I am, and just learning to deflect negative energies, really, to be able to be the fabulous model I am now.
My name is Michelle, and I'm the founder and creative director of the Iona Project. The Iona Project really is an organisation that came through trauma healing for me, and it's an organisation which I hope will help others to heal from the impact of trauma. The challenges I face, the majority of them have actually been internal challenges and lack of self-confidence and self-belief. Not wanting to put my personal business out there to people. However, if I'm going to be doing things from a place of integrity, if I'm going to inspire and give hope to other people, then I have to tell my truth. So, yeah, that's one of the challenges. I feel like I've overcome them just by being honest with myself and giving myself pep talks and talking to friends and families and going to therapy. Therapy was a big one for me. If I didn't go to therapy, then I wouldn't be standing here today.
Serious face. I will be my afro hair, my nappy braids, my organic melanin, my thick lips, my wide nose. I will be the whips, the chains, the scars, the screams, the Negro, the nigger, the Black Friday bargain. I will not forget. I will rise. I will be all the above and overcome your superiority. I will no longer be in fear. I will no longer be inferior. I will no longer live on my knees. I will no longer plead. I will no longer let you take my worth. I will lead my leaders in this field of imitators. I will claim my thoughts to be my own. I will interpret the world through my eyes alone.
Hi, I'm Malika. I am a holistic therapist, mother of 3, goddess. Every day I struggle to balance the life of a single mum, entrepreneur, a healer. I persevere through it on a daily basis. My son is autistic as well, so I have to stop what I want to do in order to do what they need to do. But I persevere, and I keep persevering through tools, crystals and aromatherapy oils, and just helping people helps me get through my days.
So my name is Kaisha Sadler, formerly or also known as KSsense. I'm a spoken word artist from Birmingham. I would also call myself a writer, and I'm starting to dabble in a little bit of filmmaking and videography and just enhancing my skills in different areas creatively because I just enjoy making material and art, and that's what I'm currently doing at the moment. Doing spoken word for the past 10 years, even though I've had little breaks here and there. And the reason why I've had the breaks is because I've always doubted myself. I've always thought that I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to do what I'm doing. There's always other people out there comparing myself, and I always had that idea that I'm never going to be good enough. And it's been something that's been so difficult and so in my head, and it's just like a little voice in my head saying you're not gonna make it, you're not good enough, and it's just negative thoughts really. And the way that I've overcome that is just learning to love myself more and learning to appreciate myself more and learning that I'm actually good at what I do, and I'm actually very talented, and I'm only starting still to now acknowledging my creativity. Because I'm still here trying to do and not even trying, still doing and making films. I would never dream or imagine me in this position right now and creating things that have been in my head for a long time because I've been doubting myself. I'll be sitting down writing stuff and I'm yo, I can't do this. But because now I have the tools to do it, I was forget what people say, forget how my negative thoughts can affect me, and just do it. And in the process of doing these things have made me realize how much I enjoy and how much I love just being creative, and how much I get so much satisfaction from just doing what I love. And whether that's spoken word, whether that's writing, whether that's creating, whether films, whether that's being on stage,
it's just made me just acknowledge that forget what people say, forget what people think, stop comparing yourself, stop doubting yourself, love what you do, acknowledge your worth, know that you're doing good, know that you're doing it for the good of other people as well, because I have touched so many people what I didn't even know that I was doing. Like, I don't know that my words was hitting people, and I was like, until I realized that, yo, I'm changing people's lives. It just made me have that drive to do it more, because it's like, it's not just for me. I wasn't given this gift just for me, you know. This wasn't for me, this is for everyone. And so I'm just so happy that I'm able to share what I've been given with everyone, and we've been able to just come together and share our ideas together and just make something so beautiful. And know that Birmingham people can do it, you know. We're from London. We haven't got the opportunities like Londoners do yet, but we still make it happen. You get me? And that's what it's about. So that's how I've overcome it. Just stop doubting myself and just use my creativity and the way that makes me happy. Find the ways that make me happy and just keep doing it and not stopping. And that's what I proceed to do, is just keep going. And that's me.
I will be authentic amongst the majority. I will no longer be the minority. I will wear the Medal of Honor. I will stand tall. When you thought we were broken, we will embrace each other and use that as our armor. We will have a bond that's impenetrable. When you try to strike, know that we will be ready.
And cut, nice.
Oh yeah, I'm doing a video. Greetings people, I go by the name of Smash Entertainz. I am a Birmingham grown entertainer. I am a comedian, which is probably what a lot of people know me most for. I have a voice of an angel, which means I can sing. I'm a lyricist, poet, MC, rapper, whatever you want to call it, but I don't do a lot of music. I kind of focus on the stuff where I don't have to be bound in one location, i.e. a studio. I am here to talk about the black identity, black greatness, blackness in general. And there's so many things that can be covered when you're talking about us melanated beings. So I've had to write down a few notes. Well, not notes, more headings. So for starters, our skin. That is one of the first things you would identify on a black person, but not necessarily. The darkest person in the world is black, of course, but the person with the lightest skin in the world just so happens to be black as well. We are everything. We are every color. We are the first beings on earth. I don't care what the history book says. We originated everything. You understand? Or war. Our skin absorbs the sun. You understand? They based the superhero off us. Superman. He gets his power from sunlight. Superman's based off us. We created Superman and they made him not black. But it don't matter. It's okay. It's okay. Superman's a cool brother. He's alright. Just so it go. You understand? Hair texture. When you're talking hair, black hair texture now, this is a very debatable thing. I've noticed with a lot of black people that they take pride in their hair being wavy, soft, straight, and it's also referred to as good hair, nice hair, Jamaican Indian hair. Oh, have you got Indian in you? Now me, I take a lot more pride in the fact that my hair defies gravity. A lot of people don't understand why. I don't care. My hair is as it is. Watch this. Hair, stay there. Didn't move. Watch this. Not many races and cultures can do this. Stay there, comb. You understand? And on top of that, if you take care of your hair, you can pretty much do with it whatever you want. You know what I'm saying there? And even if a comb doesn't run through your hair as smooth as you'd like it to, it doesn't matter. Take pride in the fact that your hair stands its ground. Your hair is basically saying, we don't need combing. leave me bees. So don't call me. Locks up. You can look ton up with locks. Locks are ton up. Yes, they're maintenance, but anything that's good is high maintenance. You want a nice car, insurance is high. MOT, it's going to be the same price, but depending on the car. Tires, expensive. Everything, servicing, expensive. But you're going to do it all to the car, innit? Because you like the car. So respect your hair as much as you respect your car, and look after your hair, and your hair will look after you. Don't stress out neither, because then you get bald patches. And if you got bald patches, I say it goes. Sometimes it's hereditary. Sometimes it's just your genetics. It is what it is. But one of the main things is just to be at peace with who you are, how you are, and who you is. And if you're black, even better. Not to say that there's anything wrong with any other races and cultures. I'm just saying I really, really, really like mine. I don't know why I've written down how we walk. But how we walk? We invented the bops. A lot of people don't know that. In fact, a lot of people do know that. The bops. For those that don't know what the bops is, let me show you. Hold on. Let me move this chair. Hold up. I know you've seen this bops. I know you've seen it. A walk, you know. A lot of people try and copy, but no. They just look like they're limping. No. Don't limp. Then we have just talent in general, and in many categories. We talk about dancing. The best dancer that has ever lived, in my opinion, was Michael Jackson. No one is as original as Michael Jackson. Despite all the politics that happened around him, Michael Jackson was the best entertainer that has ever lived. That's not even a debate. That's not even a case of me saying go research it. No. He's the best entertainer that ever lived. He even lived a life where he showed that black people can be every colour. He did that. He was dark skinned and wear light skin. He was dark skinned with an afro, and then he was white with a fringe. Each to their own. Michael Jackson did his thing. I still like his music. Still the best ever. Is it that? What else? You know what? Sports. When you're looking at sports, we dominate sports. We're the best athletes. We dominate anything that we put our mind to. Anything. If we don't put our mind to it, you can have that. We're just being generous. You can take it. I don't mind. Cricket. Go on, Indians. You take up the cricket. Ice hockey. Hey, I ain't trying to get cold anyway. You can have that. Do your thing. I'm okay on the basketball court. Swimming. Oh, no. I'm good. I wasn't trying to go for a swim. I'm blessed. On the land. But if I need to, I will. But I'll let you guys have that one. Is it me? But despite talent and all that kind of stuff, when you're talking intelligence, even there, we dominate. The smartest people in the world, inventors, scientists, educational, like we invented maths. You know what I mean? I don't remember the exact country, but I'm pretty sure it was us. If I got that wrong and you do your research, don't at me. I don't care. I'm still going to be under the impression that black people did it. I like that. So I'm keeping that. So we listen. So what else? Talents, inventions, food. My favorite topic. When you're thinking of food now, many races and cultures have got their own foods and their own style of doing things, which is great, which is good. I like, yeah, that's cool, but not touching ours. We can make something from nothing. I've seen it. I've been to my aunties, I've been to my moms, I've been to my grandmas, and something from nothing. We can do that. The food is amazing. I'm not going to say it's the best for our blood pressure, but it tastes exquisite. And even still, when you're talking about the Rasta culture, which is black, they only have idle food. You people these days call it vegan. We've been boxing that food from a long time. We're not new to this. It's new to everyone else. I've just gone plant-based. Only now. Good on your love. Good on your love. Welcome after how many flipping centuries. So food, I'm hungry now, just thinking about food. But just blackness in general. I love being black, and my thing is just, Even if you're not black, love who you are, love who you are. Just acknowledge that, yo, black people run things. You see me? We are so great that our history had to be rewritten just to give everyone else a standing chance in the race. But we still seem like we're not at the front of the race. But we are. You just have to see what race you're supposed to be running in. If you're running someone else's race, you're always going to be at the back of it. Once you acknowledge and embrace the fact that we are running our own race, and you take that and embrace that, then and only then will you realize how ahead you really are. Right now we're stuck in a system where we want equality and it's not given to us because our greatness is well known. Don't be ignorant towards it. Don't be, please. It's great. I think that's all my notes. I say this, and I say this proudly. I'm a melanated man. And I love my melanated women. The darker the better, by the way. And that's another thing as well. A lot of people always talk about dark-skinned women and say, oh, she's pretty for a dark skin. Don't offend me like that. No, she's pretty because she's dark-skinned, right? So take heed of my words, my queens. If you're dark-skinned, take a picture of yourself and kiss that for me. Because I can't kiss all of you, all right? I can't get around to all of you. I will get a reputation. I don't want to get a reputation, right? And I don't know where all of your mouths have been. So if you don't know where your mouth has been, then I don't want to kiss it. If I don't know where your skin has been, I don't want to kiss it. So I want you to take a picture of your skin yourself and kiss it yourself. If you're clean and all them things there, I have a whole heap of faith in you, alright? So make sure you kiss it for me, alright? Everybody stay black. Black identity. All the way. Block, blocko. Bang, bang. No guns involved, just sound effects. Thank you very much.
This poem is called Multiple Choice. A little content warning. It is around suicide and the stigma that is still attached to suicide. And I think it's important that we talk about it, particularly in the black community. I think it's important that we talk about it because this idea of strength and having to carry everything when we already carry more than our fair share puts us in a position where we don't reach out and we don't speak, and we need to speak to each other. And we need to look out for each other, and we need to mind what we say about things around people, because you never know who's hurting. You never know who's gonna need you, and you showing them that you don't understand shuts a door that we need to keep open. Find a new place to hang this noose. Stop killing those who already killed themselves, like they haven't suffered enough already. Carried enough already, died enough already. To label somebody a coward when they are no longer here to represent themselves has to be the worst cocktail of cowardice and hypocrisy that I have ever tasted. Maybe he did it because he saw no hope in this life. Maybe she did it because her only hope is that another life would follow. I always thought the most difficult multiple choice questions are the ones where you feel like all of the answers could be right. Gravity is pulling us all down. And just because bricks fall faster than feathers, it doesn't mean they're weaker. They just carry more weight. A man who looked young but aged, with a face like distressed furniture, once told me that the greatest misconception around suicidal people is the thought that they want to die. Nobody wants to die. The issue is not everybody wants to live either. The most difficult multiple choice questions are not the ones where you feel like all of the answers could be right. The most difficult multiple choice questions are the ones where you are sure that none of the answers are right. And then you have to choose one anyway.
Hi everybody, my name is Rahh. I have a few songs to sing for you and it's my absolute pleasure. This first one I'm going to sing, I started writing a long time ago and just finished it just before lockdown. And it's just a look at the things we do as people, sometimes the contradictive things we do as people, and it feels perfect for the timing right now just because the world is very uncertain. So hopefully this gives a little glimmer of melancholy hope. This is called Okay.
They're still talking bricks, at least we all got Netflix. All we wanna do is get paid, spend more than we earn, and we're killing the earth. But Virgin got us going to space, and we're gonna fly away, we're gonna fly away. Watching all the middle-aged suits pointing the finger while we're swiping on Tinder like, hey, just looking for some kind of happy ever after, the kind we can't find here. But we're gonna be okay, okay. We're gonna be okay, okay. We're gonna make mistakes, okay, we gon' find our way, and I know you're scared of being lonely, don't know where you're going, but we're all the same, and we're gon' be okay, we're gon' be okay. Won't give to the homeless cause you think they're using, but you're sniffing booze with your friends. Pornhub on your phone, you got someone at home, but you got someone else in your bed. Quick fix of depression with shelf life affection, asks Siri why you can't connect. We don't even feel our hearts aching cause we're self-medicating. What do you expect? We're gonna be okay, okay. We gonna be okay, okay. We gonna make mistakes, okay. We gonna find our way, and I know you're scared of being lonely, don't know where you're going, but we're all the same, yes. And we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. I'm still looking for real love. I'm still looking to feel love. I'm still looking for real love. I'm still looking to feel love. So fuck our mental health, we just wanna get wealthy, and we ain't got nothing to lose. We're gonna be okay, okay. We gonna be okay, okay. We gonna make mistakes, okay. We gonna find our way, and I know you're scared of being lonely, don't know where you're going. We're all the same. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay.
Staying in touch. Soil. You know what? I've been properly needing you. You've been my grounding point, right? My muscles are sore. We prevent injuries. Vibrating energies. vibrating energies. Staying in touch. Soil, you know what? I've been properly needing you. You've been my grounding point, right? My muscles are sore, will prevent injuries to achieve your desired outcomes. Vibrating energies. Hairy ritual. Darkened water. Washing hair. Once in a while. 2, 3, or 1 in a bathtub. Darkening water. Stagnant water. Brownish liquid. Announcing. Bow your heads. Bow your heads. Bow your heads. Painful scrubbing. Falling hair. Hair balls. Surrounding. Wet eyes. Hairy ritual. Darkened water. Washing hair. Once in a while. 2, 3, or 1 in a bathtub. Darkening water. Stagnant water. Brownish liquid. Announcing. Bow your heads. Bow your heads. Bow your heads. Painful scrubbing. Falling hair. Hair balls. Surrounding. Wet eyes. Hairy ritual. Darkened water. Washing hair. Once in a while. 2, 3, or 1 in a bathtub. Darkening water. Stagnant water. Brownish liquid. Announcing. Bow your heads. Bow your heads. Bow your heads. Painful scrubbing. Falling hair. Hair balls. Surrounding. Wet eyes. Staying in touch. Take care. Take care. And I hope we can say goodbye before you leave. I think we could use them. Bring them, please. Thanks for adding me. Count me in. 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 My hay fever is quite bad, and I don't want you thinking I've got Rona. My hay fever is quite bad, and I don't want you thinking I've got Rona. Not sure I'm coming. It's very hot, and I will melt. Bunting nearly finished. My sincere apologies. I've got a bit of a cold and don't want to scare you all away with my sneezing. My sister. This one cannot make it on your head. Please. It's beyond our head capacity. My hay fever is quite bad, and I don't want you thinking I've got Rona. Welcome, everyone. We believe you'll be fine. Waiting for the good news. Hope you get well soon. XXX. You will be fine, dear. No panic. You will be fine, dear. No panic.
That is okay.
We will miss you. You'll be missed. We will miss you. You'll be missed. We will miss you. You'll be missed. Please go for the test for peace of mind. Count me in. Count me in. Count me in. Count me in. Not a clue what that means. Thanks for adding me. Take care. I've got a bit of a cold and don't want to scare you all away with my sneezing. And I hope we can say goodbye before you leave. My sincere apologies. Take care. And I hope we can say goodbye before you leave. Staying in touch. My sincere apologies. Staying in touch. Staying in touch. The abundance of you. The abundance of me. This poem was not made for you. This poem was not written for you. A queer Afro poetry film, subverting the ways we grow together, subverting the ways we grow nearby one another. The abundance of you, the abundance of me. This poem was not made for you. This poem was not written for you. A queer Afro poetry film, subverting the ways we grow together, subverting the ways we grow nearby one another. Staying in touch. The abundance of you, the abundance of me. This poem was not written for you. This poem was not made for you. A queer Afro poetry film. A queer Afro poetry film. Subverting the ways we grow together. Subverting the ways we grow nearby one another. Subverting the ways. Staying in touch. The abundance of you. The abundance of me. This poem was not written for you. This poem was not made for you. A queer Afro poetry film, subverting the ways we grow together, subverting the ways we grow nearby one another. Staying in touch.
The woman who could rescue me? Of course. But when my eyes are not open, which is most of the time, all I see is a girl in a pink dress teasing a canary, running through a sunlit garden to meet me at the gate, as if I had come home from Timbuktu instead of the courthouse 3 blocks away.
Isn't it rich? Are we a pair? Me here at last on the ground, you in mid-air. Send in the clowns. Isn't it bliss? Don't you approve? one who keeps staring around, one who can't move. Where are the clouds? Send in the clouds. Just when I'd start opening doors, finally knowing the one that I wanted was yours, making my entrance again with my usual flair, sure of my life, no one is there. Don't you love us? My fault, I feel. I thought that you'd want what I want. Sorry, my dear. But where the clouds? Quick, send in the clouds. Don't bother, they're here.
I'm sorry, Desiree. I should never have come. To flirt with rescue when one has no intention of being saved. Do try to forgive me.
Isn't it rich? Isn't it queer? Losing my timing this late in my career. And where are the clouds? There ought to be clouds. Well, maybe next
I wonder if they could see past the discrimination, racism and defeat, because they believe that someone one day will call their descendants the elite. I wonder if they knew when looking into the mirror after a long, hard day's work, from grafting for pennies covered in bruises, burns and dirt, that it would all be worth it, because perhaps one sweet day their offspring would eventually be an entrepreneur or possibly a CEO of a chain of companies. More importantly, the people who God created them to be. Or maybe even a writer, just like me. And today, I can pick up a pen because over 50 years ago, my grandparents picked up their Jamaican passports and came to the UK in search of a better life. And I'm glad they did.
My name is Chinwe. I am a visual artist and art-making philosopher. My work explores themes of identity, culture, representation, heritage, and the African diaspora. My photography also champions and celebrates contemporary African culture and the Black identity. So, I'll be sharing with you my recent project titled An Ode to Elsie. An Ode to Elsie is a visual series prompted by the various hairnets worn by Black women one of which comes in a packaging branded Elsie. Elsie is an ode to all the hairnets, bonnets, wig caps, durangs, mesh nets, silk scarves out there. I will also be reciting the love notes 7 black women wrote to their hairnets. My hairnet, how beautiful art thou. The look with my hairnet in the morning is the true beauty of my womanhood. Oh, how I love my hairnet. Dear satin bonnet, I'm glad I found you, even though it took a while. But now that I found you, I am not letting you go, because my hair story has never been the same. It's much better, and I appreciate how you've made my hair much better. I love you and won't stop wearing you. Thanks for loving me unconditionally. My dear Deluxe Stocking Wig Cap, thank you so much for being the foundation that keeps my natural hair in check and creating a second scalp to be able to lay my wigs right. We are together for most of the day, from when I take my shower cap off till I put my satin bonnet on to sleep. All the while I can depend on without fail. Thank you so much, my understated hero. My protector, my baby, my silk scarf, the way you love my crown, I know you've got my best interest at heart. I cannot sleep without you. The pain I feel inside when I awaken and you're not there. Thank you for always being with me during my most vulnerable times, my ride or die. Thank you for protecting my hair. Thank you for protecting my image. Thank you for facilitating and understanding my code switching. I admire and appreciate your loyalty. Thank you for always having my back. I cannot imagine living in a world without the TLC my hair gets from my silky, shiny, and glossy drape. You might not always make me look pretty whilst you walk on those strands, but I know I will be sleeping like Sleeping Beauty and waking up like beautiful Disney princess. Words are not enough to describe the love I have for you. Our journey has been full of changes and growth. You bring joy to my heart for all the weight you carry and staying intact without breaks or tears, even when the nights are rough. Thank you so much, my hairnet. Having you makes life less stressful.
Hello there. Today I'm going to perform a poem entitled The Injustice of What Just Is. What does it mean to be black? In other words, what do you lack? Let's look at the facts. Every word associated with that has a negative connotation attached. Black magic. Magic involving the supposed invocation of evil spirits for evil purpose. Black list. A list of people or things that are regarded as unacceptable or untrustworthy and should be avoided or excluded. Black ball, reject the member applying to become a member of a private club, typically by means of a secret ballot. Black male, the action treated as a criminal offense of demanding payment or another benefit from someone in return for not revealing compromising information about them. If black is the opposite of white, white being synonymous for purity, innocence, and light, the contrast in the meaning of these words reflect real life. Words determine value of life. What does it mean to be black? And why do we identify with that? Does it mean I'm a melanated man, a African descendant, a Cushitic king? Well, if it did, then I would identify with everything. In order for us to understand where we are, we must look back to where we were. Black history is surrounded by mystery. Perpetuated portraits of indignity exemplify a distorted history, leaving lineage and legacy in the hands of the enemy, degrading the integrity of ancestral memory. The colonizer created a caste system to castrate us from our own land, using our own resources to cripple us with our own hands, creating nations by drawing lines to divide kingdoms and tribes. So understand where the real line should be redefined. First, we must decolonize the mind. We can be sexualized and glamorized before we're demonized and marginalized, vilified and tossed aside, all because we weren't so inclined to climb behind or walk down a narrow line tailored for your kind. The enigma of the so-called nigger is that he is a niggus, a king. So to label him anything else is a disastrous thing. Wonder why? Stop and think how labels redefine everything. Wonder why, when someone white willfully commits a horrendous crime, they always seem to have either lost their mind or it wasn't in their nature because it's not of their kind. This is a reflection of a systemic tool of oppression used as a weapon to mask past aggressions through acceptance, to keep us confused, idle in thoughts, but actions consumed. The rhetoric we hear is the words we live by. The words we say shape our life. The world simply isn't black and white. Injustice is not right.
Hi, I'm Briona, and I'm a traveler, a poet, and a writer from Baltimore, Maryland. I lived abroad in London twice, and that really started me on my travel journey. And now I use my poetry and my writing to tell Black stories from my experiences around the world and at home. I write about everything from Black joy and Black womanhood to social justice things like police brutality, all from a Black perspective. That's me, that's who I am. Enjoy the poems. We're going to be here for a while. Use this time to practice coming undone. Who are you really? There's nothing in this world I'd rather be than a Black woman. We are the salt of the earth, buoyant, gracefully keeping everything afloat. Black men, politics, and white women who need checking. Like the lac rose, we are calming lagoons of reassurance, ready to help when you're down, put the salty taste in your mouth that you need when it's time to take action. Like the Taj Mahal, people stare at us in awe. And like the turquoise waters of the Indian Ocean, we camouflage, changing colors, adapting and adjusting with grace unmatched. They'll plant hurdles on your path, then call you lazy, steal your joy, then call you angry, exhaust us but never crush us. We are the seeds of civilization, with the kinky warlike hair and brazen honey for skin. There's no skin I'd rather be in than this black woman's. Brown liquor, brown skin, brown sugar, unrefined, not bleach, pure, the real thing. Like brown sugar, sweet. And not just what's between the thighs, but for the resilience in our shoulders and the inner workings of our minds. Divine. Black girl, you make the moon jealous with the way your fro orbits your face, as if you were the sun.
All in one word too. One flat, deadly little word covers a lifetime. Living in sin. Not doing wrong as I did when I was in America. Doing wrong, stopping doing it, forgetting. That's not what they mean. That's not what Bridie's penny worth. He means it just as it is, black and white. Living in sin. With sin. By sin. Every day, every hour, year in, year out. Waking up with sin. Drawing the curtains on sin. Bathing it. Dressing it. Clipping it with diamonds, feeding it. Showing it round. Giving it a good time. Putting it to sleep with a dial when it's fretful. Always the same. Like an idiot child, being nursed, guarded from the world. Poor Julia, they say. She can't go out. She's got to look after her little sin. It's a pity it didn't die, they say. It is so strong. Children like that always are. Julia's so good looking after her little mad sin. The past and the future, the years I spent trying to be a good wife, in the cigar smoke, while the time crept on the counters, clicking on the backgammon board. And the man who was dummy sat at the men's table, filled the glasses when I was trying to bear his child. Torn into pieces by something already dead. Putting him away, forgetting him, finding you. The past 2 years. The future with or without you. War coming. World ending. Sin. A word From long ago, from Nanny Hawkins, sitting by the hearth, and the nightlight burning before the Sacred Heart. Cordelia and me, with the catechism in Mummy's room before the luncheon on Sunday. Mummy carrying my sin with her to church. Bowed under it. The black lace veil in the chapel. Slipping out in London before the fires were lit. Through the empty streets, where the milkman's ponies stood on their 4 feet on the pavement. Mummy dying with my sin eating at her more cruelly than the deadly illness. Mummy dying with it. Christ dying with it. Nailed hand and foot. Hanging above the bed of the night nursery. Hanging year after year in a dark little study at Farm Street with the shining oilcloth. Hanging in the dark church, where the old charwoman raises the dust and burns one candle. High at noon. High among the crowds and soldiers. No comfort, but a sponge with vinegar and the kind words of a thief. Never a stone sepulchre, and grave clothes on a stone slab. Never the oils and spices in the dark cave. Only the midday sun and the dice clicking for the seamless coat. Never the shelter of the cave or the castle walls. Outcast in the desolate spaces, with the hyenas roaming and the rubbish heaps smoking in the daylight. No way back. The angels and the saints posted along the walls. Nothing but bare stone, dust, and smouldering dumps. Thrown away, scrapped, rotting down. The old man with lupus and a walking stick, limps in the nightfall to turn the rubbish, hoping to find something to put in his sack. Turns away in disgust. Nameless and dead. Nameless and dead. Like the baby they took. Nameless and dead like the baby they took. And I never got to see her.
hear my voice and hear how I speak, who do you imagine? Is it a woman like me that comes to mind? No. If me talk like this year, you go watch me different. My name is Sade. I go by Sade Okayla on YouTube, Twitter and Instagram. And I am a Midlands-based, Caribbean-born, third culture kid, creative craftsperson and language enthusiast. For most familiar with or of a similar background as me, the way that I switch it up between so-called standard English and one of many of the English patois of the Caribbean isn't much of a surprise or even seen as anything of great note. For others, however, it's seen as a sign of an individual that's outside of what they perceive to be as right, proper and acceptable. At a previous place of employment, there was this saying that was literally used to death. It was almost like an unwritten part of their company values. This saying was, perceptions are reality. And it would make me so vexed because such an assertion seemed utterly ridiculous. Perceptions are not necessarily a reflection of what actually exists at all. Perceptions are interpretations of our individual and sometimes collective experiences. They are influenced by our upbringing, coloured by the countries and cultures in which we reside, and the class and social structures we traverse. This party line was so often used as a weapon to silence me or to provoke me to doubt myself and confidence when I didn't fit in how they thought I should. I realised that this turn of phrase illustrated something in my broader experience in one too many ways. It tells me if another's perception of me is unfavourable, finding oddity in the way that I carry myself or how I choose to speak, then unfavourable is what I am. There's so many topics that fall under this experience, more than I can cover just now, but today we will focus on the language aspect and how perceptions of my languages became warped when it was and continues to be seen as improper, illegitimate, and a mark that you're an outsider. Last year, I did this video where I showcased me code switching. It was most likely one of the better videos I've done so far. I had a lot of interaction with people of similar background to me, and they were mostly people of my age group, inquiring, curious about our cultures, languages, and how they themselves can learn. There was a general consensus between us all of wanting to feel more connected to our heritage beyond the overseas experiences we found ourselves in, be it in Britain, America, France, or any number of other ex-colonial powers where the official languages are English, French, etc. And though some of those languages are also the official languages of what our parents would consider home, we wanted to learn the languages that permeated the everyday lives of our parents back in the islands. As my quarter-life crisis hit me like a truck, I really contemplated my experience living in the UK for the last 23 years, how it distorted how I saw myself before, shaped how I see myself and my experiences now, and how the collective experience has helped me to determine my identity on my own terms. So imagine freshly landing in a new country, being incredibly unwell before starting at a new school, and the cold backhanding you in the face. Also a slap in the face, the realization that the way that I talked was somewhat of an aberration. This was still the case in late 90s Leicester, believe it or not, keeping in mind our Windrush elders had been here for more than a hot minute before my arrival. Anyways, this realization came with the correcting coming from my peers. A memory that comes to mind is me spelling out something and being halted because I said something like H instead of H. Not something I think of as a major thing now. After all, British regional accents and dialects have these very same slight differences. Why are you saying it like that? I was asked. That's not how we say it here, they went on to tell me. Because what had likely happened was my arrival was prefaced with me being foreign. In retrospect, I don't hold any malice towards these children. I dare say I hardly remember who they were. Nevertheless, it was quite a culture shock, and I fixed up quick and adopted a more British cadence and inflection to my speech. These kinds of events didn't stop at the peer level though. Teachers also saw fit to correct anything they saw or heard outside of what they deemed was proper. Simple conversations in anything other than standard English was met with remarks of, "Stop talking like that," or "I can still understand what you're saying," as if me and my fellow Caribbean age mates were, plotting world domination, or worse yet, cussing them out, even if they would have deserved it. Even when I did speak as directed, there was always shock and awe at how articulate I was, as if I didn't attend the same British schools as my other peers. At home, I was expected to uphold and abide by my family's take on Caribbean culture by way of Dominica and Montserrat. But even in those situations, our languages were not spoken of as languages. They were dubbed broken French and broken English, respectively. I was constantly being praised for being able to speak well, code for eloquent and unaccented standard English, and then made fun of or looked down upon if I didn't or was unable to speak my parents' languages that weren't even considered languages. Is it any wonder why I felt and have continued to feel untethered without roots in either place? Feeling the need to keep parts of myself and my identity compartmentalized, bogged down with wondering, how now will I be seen, with every ignorant comment, question and perplexed look, with every correction and castigation, with all the underhanded compliments and praise? It leaves one feeling somewhat fragmented and wondering, who am I and where do I fit in? Well, as I consider myself a third culture kid, I have a keen awareness that I don't truly belong to any one culture I lay claim to. The fact I was born in Dominica and moved to England from Montserrat at the age of 5 gives me a wonderful, varied experience. I didn't always think so, and I attribute much of this to the experience I've just talked about. Those experiences had me grow to hate myself, and embarrassingly enough, I started to become just like many of those people, correcting others because of how I began to perceive them. We imitate what surrounds us in order to attempt to blend in, I guess. Until I became more aware of how nonsensical blending is, how ridiculous compartmentalizing myself is. So, having reflected on all of this, how do I view my identity and by extension my languages now? There is nothing that needs to be corrected about them. There is nothing broken about them. There is nothing unfavorable about them. And that's even when someone's limited and subjective perception says otherwise. My identity and languages are valid. Full stop. And with that, I leave you with a clip of my code switching video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed what I shared today. So when we talk Montserrat dialect, me sound like this, and after we move, mommy make we continue to speak in the house and to her in this way. So that's how I kept both my accent and ability to speak in the dialect like that. Mommy, even though she's Dominican, she moved to Montserrat when she like preteen, so 11, 12, after Hurricane David hit Dominica. And even when she lived in Dominica, she never really speak Creole. However, when she go and stop with she grandmother in the countryside, she grandmother would talk na Creole to her, but she would respond in English. And now we know that this year one perfectly normal thing where children might hear something in their environment but then choose to speak now one other language. So if this year makes sense, mommy has cognitive fluency but not verbal fluency. Me don't even actually know if that's one actual thing, but somebody will have to tell me. In saying that, me not really fluent in Creole, we just code switch with Montserrat Patois and then it get pepper with Dominica Creole. But in a recent times, we start to study it actually, and one resurgence day with younger Dominicans, whether it be from first generation or second generation we live in the UK, where them want to learn the language, but their parents could have never teach them because, before they once stigma exists, we then think that's not the proper way to speak. So then their parents were discouraged from speaking it. Anyway, since we start to study, we start to ask mommy questions, and even though she might not remember straight away, she will come back to me and say, "Oh, that's how you say that word in Creole." And I'm so happy because it really made me see how fortunate I am to be in such a position where I have this mix of culture and language.
Money or love, I want it all. Starting from the inside down to my shoes. Taking all these schools, I able. I be making move tight or kick it old school. Shout out my grand, told me own it. From the sunrise, love vibes, keep your focus. Get right, aim tight, lock and load it. I be getting this all night to the basis. Insomnia, disturbia. I'm coming out, snapping out of it. Thought you was the man with the plan, but you bought it. Always paid my own way, fam. Ain't no stopping this. I be my own right hand. Remember the time like last year, isms and scams. Go for my love, but this year, F everyone. I'm cheating me, little man. I have to feed full of love, full of energies. All I have to give. Just me, my way, I gotta live. Ain't got no my body fast to give. Just me, my way, I gotta live. Still me in control of all my biz. Just me, my way, I gotta live. Something in this game has gotta give. This year we bring flavors in your ears. Coming here, this brand new flavors for your ears. Yeah, double cream. Coming in higher than I've ever been. Uncomplicated energies moving towards simple simplicity. Purple, not the haze up. My favourite colour's purple. Royalty stuff on the straight thing. Merkle, shutting D-scan. No cats in my circle. Lions all around. Getting in the pound dollar, getting in the ratings. Betting is at 100, not debating. Skating, racing on the beat. Melody shaking out of my feet. Harmony so blatant or enemy. Number one vacant, taking out all degrees. Feel up the pedigree. So we peak, gotta reach the higher me. Full of love, full of energies, all I have to give. Just me, my way, I gotta live. Ain't got no my body fast to give. Just me, my way, I gotta live. Still me in control of all my biz. Just me, my way, I gotta live. Something in this game has gotta give. This year we bring flavors in your ears. Coming here, this brand new flavors for your ears. Yeah. Just me, my way, I gotta live. Ain't got no my body fast to give. Just me, my way, I gotta live. Still me in control of all my biz. Just me, my way, I gotta live. Something in this game has gotta give. This year we bring flavors in your ears. Coming here, this brand new flavors for your ears. Yeah.
Hi, this is Cassandra Lauren Gordon, and this poem is called Photographs. There are smiles, which are genuinely diamonds. There are smiles, which are man-made diamonds. In this holiday photo, in the land of Aki, the cheese stinks. In this photo, you and your mother are sitting close, hugging side by side like two books stacked in a library, skinning teeth, while back home you are 100 miles on a motorway apart. This photo was staged by your mother's homeland. You and your mother rehearse it out often in front of outside folk. This production was in the hotel lobby, guarded from begging relatives, treating you and your mother like Western Union cashiers, interrupting the modem connection to your ancestors. This photo is dressed with sunglasses over eyes. If only your eyes were allowed to talk. Your mother's hands used to keep you warm sometimes. Your mother would dish out unwanted textures to your skin by force, all for having a bud of a voice. Motherhood for title was given to your mother by default, but it was certainly not earned. You feel you need to perform daughtership in the name of imposed tradition and honour. No matter what your mother does, next, she birthed you. No matter what your mother does, next, she birthed you. This means you're tall, so deep in debt to her. How many words can she spit in your eyes? How many times you have to shield? You have to decide to snip the umbilical cord and eat the placenta. Hi, this is Cassandra Lauren Gordon, and this poem is called 8 Minutes. Her phone is swallowing her attention. Moses couldn't get her to part her thumb from the devil's glass. Ignorant to an army of floating surgical masks, standing attention uniformly 2 meters apart. If only she could appreciate how the sun was kind to her on this platform. The train slow creeps to the platform like a bill due to be paid. Her eyes will marry the door.
This next song is probably something that you will know. It is Erykah Badu, On and On. So I hope you enjoy.
Roll on my mind, I'm feeling high. My money's gone, I'm all alone. To my shoes, the world keeps turning. Oh, what a day, what a day, what a day. Peace and blessings manifest with every lesson learned. If your knowledge were your wealth, then it would be well earned. And we were made in His image, then call us by our names. Most intellects do not believe in God, but they fear us just the same. Oh, oh no, no, no. My life keeps moving like a rolling stone. Oh, no, no, no. All night to the break of dawn. Go on and on and on and on. My life keeps moving like a rolling stone. On and on and on and on. God damn it, I'ma sing my song. Oh, no, no, no. All night to the break of dawn. Go on and on and on and on. My life keeps moving like a rolling stone. On and on and on and on. God damn it, I'ma sing my song. Oh, no, no, no. All night to the break of dawn. Go on and on and on and on. My life keeps moving like a rolling stone. On and on and on and on. God damn it, I'ma sing my song.
Walk with me. Let me show you what I've seen. Take you on a journey through the places that I've been. Jump in the passenger seat, I'll tell them you're with me. And we can take it all in through my windscreen, police lights, gunshots, kids screaming us in these nights on those blocks. I've been dreaming about more for our children. Before these roads killed them, look at how our youths are broken. Anytime we rebuild them, time we took a chance, time we made a change, time to look them in their eyes, realize their pain, look into their darkness, help them see a light. In fact, look into their future and just help them see a life, because right now I'm seeing too much death. I can't stand it, still I stand up to pull it in a way they understand it. Sit down with them, really try and listen. They tell me it's hard to plan when your friends are murder victims, because it's hard to think in years when you live your life in days. Hard to dry your tears when you live your life in pain. We know it's hard to face our fears and to go against our peers. So how are you supposed to chase your dreams when you know all three are the same? They need hope. Someone to tell them they can cope. And you're dope enough to push, so you don't need to push the dope. You are grown enough to know. Young enough to learn. You've been cool enough to chill. Now you're hot enough to burn. You are powerful. You are power. You are the root, you are the stem, you are the flower. I know you've been through it and you feel stuck in it, but don't let your last minute jeopardize your next hour. I don't let my last hour jeopardize my next minute. Boy, I get it. Until the day I'm dead, I ain't finished. They told you half the story. If they told you that I'm gifted, I've been grafting, I've been grinding. I didn't make it here by wishing, man, listen, I am different. So don't compare me to them. 10 years ago, I was broken. Compare me to them. Couple choices could have seen me spend some years in a pen. But I'm here, so I will make a difference here with this pen.
Born cop. Was you born a cop? If not, blue lives don't matter then. Born black and in Babylon, I got skin marked by doom at birth in the nappy kitchen to prove it. You go home and hang up the blue. I go home and try to wash me off of me, cause y'all been claiming colorblind, but we can't tell. I hang up my skin and pack my bones in a suitcase, so I'm always casket ready for the knock on my mother's door, that my tail light was out, that I was resisting, that I was found hanging in my cell, mama, they lying. I promise if I kill myself, I do it the way most Americans do, in my room or a hospital bed after eating stress for dinner for years, or pricking my finger like grandma do, cause being black in this land got my blood running hot, mama, they lying. White folks be born cops. Not knowing where to call home can make you go insane. So I make homes wherever I end up, people and places. I turn them into homes when they've yet to invite me in. Removing my shoes at the foot of the bed, just hoping to lay in a pile of forevers with you. Sometimes I overstay my welcome, just to be numb in love. We're all just travelers on a journey to find a place or a person who feels like home. Cornbread and hominy grits. I still remember Friday nights in the east of Baltimore City at my grandma's house. It was her dream house. An upgrade from the row homes that lined Biddle Street. It was up the hill from her project pass. The incline making her feel like she finally made it. She was a long way from the cotton fields of her childhood, and her daddy, her mean, cold as night, used to be soft by heart and by the world, never meant to love a black man, daddy. He was a long way from his days of driving white men around Carolina curves, bending the ways of his black, bending vocal cords to hide West Africa under his tongue. Her daddy was the original code switcher. And here I am, frolicking around the back ends of London streets, kissing boys who sound like colonization and smell like sugarcane, making a mockery of their journey, like some sort of cheap freedom-chasing cash crop, as if my $400 flight could ever erase all these white folks did, as if my blue passport is the golden ticket to salvation promised to us by their God. We gathered every Friday around tables full of our blackest problems, reparations forgotten, crime to survive, minds, money woes unresolved. But still, we gathered around feasts that somehow made our pain come in doses with less of a sting. And perhaps it was the extra collard greens my grandma piled on my plate, and I was hoping my aunt would find prosperity at the bottom of black-eyed pea-filled bowls instead of glass bottles. Maybe we all imagined ourselves to be as elastic as the cheese over grandma's hominy grits. Perhaps we thought that being black in America meant that the rising would come with the ease and softness of oven-baked cornbread. Now, I still remember with each Friday and with every family feast that even when you move to the house on the hill, you're still a nigga to Jack and Jill.
There in the ground, his body lay, light of the world, my darkness slain, then bursting forth in glorious day, up from the grave he rose again, and as he stands in victory, since curse has lost its grip on me, for I am his and he is mine, bought with the precious blood of Christ.
poem is called Sunday. He owned my hazel eyes. Because of him, I ate chicken. Cafes was our second home. Our future was on the menu. Food used to taste so fresh back then. But when I see him with her, our memories start to smell like burnt toast. I never run out of milk when you're around. My smile has become brittle. Resentment and regret has gathered round my teeth like plaque. My love has begun to lose a few of its teeth. The dentist says I need a therapist, since I'm attached to things that fall out. Facebook is an ocean between us. I want to connect, but I don't know how to build a ship. I'm stranded on an island we built 12 years ago, holding onto a buoy, hoping to see a message in a bottle to float to me. Fishing for replies in the Dead Sea.
I get hung up on guilt. When I forget that you already hung for me, I don't know the cost, I give it no credit. I owe you everything, but I have insufficient funds for my direct debit. I'm tired of running from your will lactic acid, and I'm tired of running from the truth Pinocchio classic. I need to get myself straight taekwondo kick my habits, because these are the end times now. No fairy tales, no Cinderella, no Peter Rabbit. Sometimes I can't stop my faithless tears from streaming iTunes, Spotify, Snapchat. I put up a front because sometimes I forget that you always have my back. So Lord, help me to be faithful and true, because I really want to please you. I know you're not done with me, and I know I can do better. I guess in a way this poem is my sorry letter.
message after the tone.
Could spend the rest of my days tracing constellations on your skin. If I'm the ocean, you're the moon, because there's nothing I want more than to be a reflection of your light. If I died tomorrow, I'd be happy that I got to love you. And I'm not sure if our love will ever align with tradition, but I'm okay with that. I'll take the years in between and the months on end if it means I get to love you deep in the end. Whether in this lifetime or the next, your energy has a home in my heart forever. Soul ties. How do you pack for a journey that you wish was one way? To a place your soul knows 400 years deep, but which your eyes have yet to meet. Should I swim across these waters just to honor the choices that my ancestors didn't have? Cause something just don't feel right about flying over this ocean with red wine in my hand and 30 inches of leg room. A luxury I feel undeserving of. Perhaps I'll wade my way through their blood-shed waters dripped across the Atlantic until I reach the shores of the Golden Coast. How do I lay to rest my ways of the West so that I can come empty, ready to be filled up with the predestined pieces of myself, the parts of me that only deep brown skin and eyes that sing of resilience can fill? I've never loved a place or people I don't know this infinitely. I just hope they see the same in me. But even if they don't, even if my foreign tongue can't bridge gaps, even if I come bearing the wrong gifts, I will die with joy etched in my heart because I'll no longer crave to know the magic of my mother's land. Overflowing into spaces that aren't mine, to feel nothing and everything all at once is the greatest complexity of the mind. I can't take care of a plant to save my life. Palms, aloe, tulips, they all died prematurely at my hands. Maybe it's because I'm busy trying to survive this flesh. My roots need watering, so I don't have time to tend to another garden except the one growing at my feet. Perhaps I just want to outlive something, because my days in this skin are numbered, but I still lace it in satin and shea butter because it should at least be glowing for the day a cop decides to lodge a gold bullet into this brown skin. And he'll probably chuckle when his finger pulls back the trigger, because you can't spell slaughter without laughter. A death so beautiful they gonna think I've been preparing for it my whole life. If this time has taught us anything, it's that human connection is fundamental to our existence, and it'll always be what's most important.
This is called Windrush. Mum, I'm sorry for not showing my appreciation. It can seem that my love for you is almost forgotten. Like where I leave my passport in my bedroom, in the chest of drawers, smothered by knickers, bras, and stripy blue socks. It's often easy to megaphone your few mistakes, but I always remember that you begged me to rise. I'm sorry that my skin is Jamaican and my brain is foreign, which is why it makes me think that sometimes why we can't communicate or negotiate just leads to a lot of frustration, leads to time of your mouth ejecting bullets. Then in retaliation, my mouth throws up grenades. Punctured wounds often left untreated. I'm sorry that we both got caught in friendly fire. This poem is called Seasoned. My mum is coconut milk, white basmati rice, 2 cans of kidney beans in the still pot simmering on low heat. Mum belts licks taste like a tablespoon of Jamaican hot pepper sauce. My mum hugs calmed me down like lavender. My mum heart is tie-dyed all over with red, gold and green. My mum hair is meter-long mahogany licorice. My mum made sure that every meal had portions of Pitt garlic silk reggae. I was never hungry.
Someone brought me some beautiful flowers once, but they're dead now. Not the person, but the flowers. You see, I always felt that there was greatness in my life, but back then I thought maybe it just hadn't quite manifested yet. I can't fully explain it, but it's kind of like something inside of me was letting me know that I was not just the average Joe. And this feeling wasn't egotistical, neither was it something mystical. It was kind of like God was letting me know that somewhere down the line, He had a plan for my life. So I found the courage to get up and go, and I pulled out my MacBook Pro and I started to write for the world to see, but that's when all the wilting began for me. You see, I started to question, if I'm royalty, then why isn't it recognised as treason when people wanted to sabotage me for no reason? People talked about me and laughed like I was a stand-up comedian, and they pointed the finger while sitting on the fence, and I couldn't help but take offence. And the pain and embarrassment became so intense that I started to doubt and I lost all confidence in what God had already given to me. Like Ray Charles, I failed to see that I was actually good enough. But then the fear of failure paralysed me so much that I started to wilt as I turned myself away from the sun. Now when I say sun, I mean Jesus Christ, the one and only who gives me purpose. But I found myself stuck in reverse when I should have been in first gear, stick to the right path, the sun reminded me. But still I couldn't see who I was really called to be. I wanted change, but I felt stuck and hurt, and the only change I could find was in the bottom of my purse, pounds and pennies, and to make matters worse, if there could be any, everywhere I went, I kept bumping into girls like her. Now, if you don't know who she is, she's that 24-hour face beat, eyebrows always on fleek, hair done all sleek, she's happy every day of the week. She struts around with her perfect bae, looking all like Kim and Kanye. Heads turning all day, no epic fails when she comes to slay. Perfect job and perfect life, bound to be a Stepford wife. Everyone loves her, she's always in demand, and to be honest, I just couldn't stand to be around her. Because she looked like a rose, and next to her I looked like a dandelion weed. I started to question God, why did you even plant this seed? Everything I tried to do turns out to be a mess, while everything she does turns out to be a huge success. And this made me get frustrated and vexed, and I ended up feeling depressed because I started to feel that I was less than everyone else. And the more I compared myself, as the more my leaves started to wilt and die. You see, I struggled with comparison, but no one knew, because big girls aren't allowed to cry. Especially Christian ones these days. Well, not in public anyways. And I know this is going to sound a little cliche, but I'm just going to tell you anyway. If you want to be on the winning side, you always seem to lose. Maybe like me, you failed to recognise that you have the power to choose. Choose to accept that no matter how hard you try, you won't please everyone around you. So you really don't have any other choice but to just do you. Choose to be bold and step out in faith. Seek God and don't procrastinate. Don't believe me, then try me and correct like the ticks on my Nikes. Don't try anything, just do it, because you're talking to someone who's already been through it. Because when I felt like breaking down or falling apart, he was the glue that kept me together, and that's why my heart belongs to him. I'm not preaching to you, this is just my truth, so what are you doing to find yours? You have the keys to unlock your potential, so don't worry about closed doors. Because when your time on this earth is up, when your time on this earth is through, are people going to say you wilted or you bloomed? Because someone brought me some beautiful flowers once, but they're dead now. Not the person, but the flowers. God bless everyone. Take care. Keep safe. Bye.
what I love about being black. What do I love about being black? A sense of soul deep, that soul food, that deep spices when you eat, that sets a hunger in you, sated, that you keep. That sense of feeling safe and pure and true when in a collective with people just like you. Those pounding rhythms, that belly laugh that comes even when miles apart, for years and even decades or centuries apart due to heritage and ancestry. You still feel, hear and see it. It's like an anomaly. That Ubuntu, that healing tribal rhythms coming through in both grime, in rhythms, in rap, in beauty. With or without head wraps, you feel it. Big afro buns like baps. That natural melanin black beauty. Our fat noses that hold tight like a big comfy cushion. That wriggle and laugh and say, we are friendly, we let you in. That black pride, that seed that you can't unroot. That strength of kunta kinte. That heart when given the worst you can do. That freedom of expression in that belly laugh. That twerk, that food when you nibble on that jerk. Chicken at Notting Hill, that DJ spin, the smell of the grill, that deep spiritual healing in Jesus Walks, in Sage or in Rumi's word. Whatever the belief, the deep connection is heard. But what I love most of all is our compassion. You can take us down and you can bash us. You can try and kill us. You and try to hate and torture us. But we forgive and we are loyal. Some call it foolish, I call it a wise end goal. But I'm not quite done. I love that we can impromptu scat, jam and sing. Because when the chips are down, we knuckle down, deal with it, no compromising it. I just hope the end goal is realised, both in my skin and the others who think that a skin of a different colour means that we are not the same thing. Okay, just breaking down my poem really. Ask the question, what do I love about being black? And so what the poem is saying in an abstract way, I guess, is that, I don't know, culturally you seem to have this connection when you're with your deep history, I guess. I don't know how that happens, but you seem to connect with people on a level without words, and that's just the fact of it. I'm meeting family that I've met who are Nigerian and connecting with them, and it's like coming home in a sense of you have the same bodily expressions, you have that understanding of music, and it does feel like almost like those ancestral rhythms are still prevalent today, but they're also something that's almost embedded in you, which feels really relevant and really feels quite connecting. But I love that as black people we naturally, I think it might be a misconception, but a natural go-to as black people is to support people and to bring them in like a family. I think that is just a natural thing that black people do. You know, you get the prejudices and the negative perceptions, and there is people in the community, just like any part of humanity, that is like that, particularly if the chips are down. And not that that's an excuse, but I notice, and I do really notice, that whether rich or poor, in fact, you know, sometimes the most poorest, they'll bring people in like a family, and that is something that is, I don't know, it's something that's culturally embedded, just like Ubuntu, I think. you know, there's the obvious things that I like about being black, but I guess they're stereotypes, but they're things that I find quite important in my life just because they've been a source of healing, a source of happiness. But I love being able to dance, I love dancing, I love singing, I love music, and those things, and that cultural heritage that we have, I think is something that I love and I can't not love. And so I love that. I love that I don't get too affected by the sun negatively, although I do get sunstroke. I love that we can oil our skin, and if we look after our skin properly, we can actually look young if we look after ourselves properly. I love that. I love it when our skin shines. I love it. I love seeing people looking naturally black and looking in their natural black culture. I like dark skin. It took me a while to accept it, but I do actually like my dark skin and love my dark skin. What else do I love? I love as a black woman that you can transform. You know, obviously it's a source of contention again with what to do with your hair and being accepted, but it's also an asset as well, because you can literally, we know how to use hair pieces and adapt them, and we can transform our look like quite drastically. And we can also I love natural black hair. I love afros. It's soft, it's beautiful, it just embraces nature. I love that aspect. And I love those styles as well. Braids and, you know, big puff buns and, you know, all that. So they're things I really love. I love our history. I love hearing stories about black people who've overcome massive adversity and still going. It's enriching, not just for black people, but for people, to show that if you keep going, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, or just to keep persevering. But there is a lot of prominent figures in black history that have done that against all odds, and I'm not joking, but all odds. And instead of being hated, it should be something to be revered, really, for everyone. It's an inspiration to keep going. So yeah, these are the things I love. I love traditional black cultural foods. They're delicious, they're rich, they're nutritious, and they're described as soul food, and I've put them a little, you know, I've put that element a little bit in this video. It's described as soul food, but because it's something that's really hits you deep. It's like a comfort. When you eat those foods, you feel comforted and warm and safe. And obviously food does that in general, that's food. And that's the nature of food, to ground you. So I guess what I'm saying about what I love about being black is that essentially it's soul deep and soul sweet. It's both of those things, because it's something embedded in you that feels safe and comforting, but also it's a nurturing thing for not just the black community, but for communities at large. So we should all unite, and solidarity and all that, because there's a lot we can bring to the table together collectively within our different cultures and communities. And that's something I feel not just really strongly about, but it's something that I've really wanted to keep and do within my life as a performer, or as a person, really. I just think it's so important.
I don't know about my dreams, And I don't know about my love. I don't know about my loving anymore. All that I know is I'm falling, 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 falling. I might as well fall in. And where are all the stars? Where are all the walls keeping us apart? So love me still, keep me safe, all the joy when I'm away. Cause I don't know about my love. I don't know about my love anymore. All that I know is I'm falling, 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 falling. And I don't know about my dreams. I don't know about my dreams anymore. All that I know is I'm loving, 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 loving. I don't know about my love. I don't know about my loving anymore. All that I know is I'm falling, 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 falling. I might as well fall in. I might as well fall in.
My next poem is called Predisposition, and I wrote this poem maybe 2016, and it's the kind of poem that you write and hope it loses relevance very rapidly. And sadly, it's the kind of poem, in my experience, that you write and it remains relevant for far too long. It's called Predisposition. As a kid, I sat at home and watched the Olympics. One gunshot started a race. 8 black men running. As a boy, I asked my dad, why are they all black? Apparently, being born black is being born with a predisposition to be fast. I like the sound of this. As a man, I sit at home and watch the news. One gunshot, fired by a police officer, 1 black man dead. The news shows a selection of others murdered by the police. My nephew asks me, why are they all black? Apparently, being born black is being born with a predisposition to hold a lower value in society. Apparently, being born black is being born with a predisposition to be prejudicially treated by a judicial system which is preordained to be prejudiced against you. I don't like the sound of that. To be honest, given the choice, I would hand back the speed and the bullets at the same time. Even the fastest man can't outrun a bullet. One gunshot can start a race. One gunshot can start a race riot. One gunshot can end a life. Thank you for having me, iDENT Festival. Peace and love.
Turn your lights down low and pull your window curtains. you some good loving.
Turn your lights down low. Never try to resist. Oh no. Oh, let my love come tumbling in into our lives again. Ooh, I love you, and I want you to know right now. Ooh, I love you, and I want you to know right now, 'cause I wanna give you some love. I wanna give you some good loving. I wanna give you some good loving. If tomorrow is Judgment Day, and I'm standing on the front line, and the Lord asks me what I did with my life, I will say I spent it with you. 'Cause your love is my love, and my love is your love, and it'll take an eternity to break us, and the chains of our star couldn't hold us. Your love is my love, and my love is your love, and it'll take an eternity to break us, and the chains of our star couldn't hold us. I wanna give you some love, yeah. I wanna give you some good loving. I wanna give you some good loving.
It's a wrap.